Hey guys, how's it going? I'm sure a lot of you are getting ready for the holidays, so I really appreciate you stopping to take a minute to watch this show. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make your own bag. This is something that I learned how to do, I think 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed doing it, and as long as you're careful about it, it works great. I usually use it more for smaller items just because if you use it for bigger items, if you're using the wrapping paper, it's a little bit more likely to tear basically. So I'm going to show you today with a construction piece of paper. I hope you come along and I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you give it a try, and here we go. My construction paper is a little bit longer, but I am just going to use it, and I'm going to start off by decorating it. A lot of times you'll want to decorate more in the middle, otherwise you might lose some of it. And you can decorate it however you want. You don't even have to decorate it if you don't want. I'll tell you, if you just do something at the top and the bottom, it's probably going to get cut off just because you fold the top over and the bottom folds under. Alright, so just a little something rather. You can decorate it however you want, and like I said, you don't have to decorate it if you don't want. Now, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to bring the two edges together, and I'm going to lightly in the middle press on both ends. Well, I guess not lightly. I want it creased, but only on the ends. I don't want it all the way through. Then I'm going to open it back up, and I'm going to bend just past where that middle bend is. Just past it just a little bit. And then this crease, I'm going to go all the way up and down, and you do want this one nice and strong as a crease, so I usually use my nail. And then this, you're going to go just so they overlap a little bit, like 1/4 of an inch. And same thing, you want a nice hard crease, so I usually use my nail, or if I have a ruler, I'll press against it. Now we're going to take and we're going to glue that area down. So when I'm gluing this, I usually prefer a glue stick just because it doesn't leave as much glue behind, but if you do use like Elmer's glue or something, just do a thinner layer, so I usually press down on the paper while I squeeze it out. Then you're going to take it and you're going to want to make sure that you just run it across there, and when I'm using something like this, I usually press a little extra hard to try and keep most of the rumples out. Now, usually I would let it dry, but we're going to move right along, so this doesn't take too long for you guys. So, I'm going to take the bottom, and it depends on what you're putting in there, but say I'm putting this candle in there. I'm going to want to make sure that when I fold up, I have enough space so the candle is going to fit on the bottom. So I would want to fold up just a little bit more. Here, you can see this way. So see here, if I fold right here, that's just about perfect, but it might fit a little bit tight. So I'm going to fold up just a little extra. And I usually match up these sides right here, and I press down on the bottom. You can go all the way across. And this one needs to be another firm line, so make sure you get that really good. Then what you're going to do is you're going to open it back up, and you're going to take this edge and you want to match it with, the inside of this line. Okay? Does that make sense? So I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take this line, and I want it to match with this bottom line. See that? And then I'm going to press down. So I want this line to match with this. And then you're going to press and press. Okay? So far so good, right? Now we're going to take and we're going to fold this part down. Oops, see, that's why you want to let it dry. And a lot of times you'll want to come to right about where that line is. So I'm going to stop right there, and you want all of these to be really hard edges. And come over here, and same thing. And now for the bottom, I usually use tape. What you want to try and do when you're matching these up is you're going to want these to be pretty straight across from each other, this to this corner. So you want that to be a nice hard one too. Let me grab some tape, I'll be right back. Alright, so I usually put a piece of tape right here, And then you can do here, 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 and here if you want. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this corner and try to put it, well, you want to make sure that it's going to be wide enough for this. But we have definitely a wide enough bag. So I'm going to take this point and put it over to here. If I needed it to be wider, I just wouldn't come all the way in. So once you have it in there, either way, you want this crease to match up, and then since I have enough space width-wise, I'm going to have that come to this corner. And then I want to make sure that it goes straight all the way up. So I'm going to pay attention to how close it is to this, and at the top, I want it to be straight across, and you want that to be a hard line also. Same thing with the other side. So, see, it matches up there. And I'm going to pay attention to how close we get there. And at the top here, it's straight across. So I'm going to make this one a hard crease also. And now I'm going to open it back up. This is the reason you want your hard creases, because now I need to take and I need to bend this inwards and this outwards. So I'm going to bend along that same crease that I had. And here you can take these two together and it kind of helps you go inwards with that one crease that needs to go inwards. And I'm going to go the other side. Same thing. This needs to come outwards. So I'm going to bend along the whole crease that we have, only the opposite direction. And then you can kind of bend this inside a little bit. Good. Now you're going to take right here where it's going to go in, and you just kind of encourage it that way. Sometimes you have to bend down this way a little bit to help get those folds right. And then you can bend it all the way down. So now you know that all your creases are good. And then you can take another, whatever your item is, and you can double check that it's going to fit. So it's going to fit here, you can tell. And obviously it's going to fit this way. So a lot of times what I'll do is take this top part and I'll just bend it over. And I don't know what I did with my hole punch because I've been making a lot of these bags lately, but a lot of times I'll just hole punch in the center and tie a ribbon through. But you can also leave it just like this. So I can open it all the way up now, put in my item, and then fold over the top. Oh, let's bring it up. Now I can fold over the top. Voila! Gift bag made. And you can do that for any size of item that you have. Just make sure you're paying attention. Like if I were doing this, I would barely have enough of the width, but I wouldn't have enough on the base. See that? It hangs over a little bit. So you just have to make sure you're paying attention to the item you're folding around, just like you would a present. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you give it a try. If you do, let me know. If there's any questions or this was confusing, let me know what questions you have, and I'd be more than happy to try and answer them for you. Alright guys, see you guys next time. Thanks so much for joining. Holidays, so I really appreciate you stopping in.